Helsinki's off-road scene has always been a blend of extremes, the frozen brutality of northern winters and the relentless unpredictability of the terrain. For years, the snow riders of Helsinki had built their reputation on roaring through deep snow, carving trails into the pristine wilderness, and conquering frozen lakes with studded tires. Their machines, modified for deep frost, ice, and steep snow-covered climbs, were built for the Nordic winter. But winter had changed. The past few seasons had been different. The crisp, white wonderland that had once defined Finnish off-roading had melted into something new. Something darker, wetter, and far less predictable. Snowfalls grew rare, replaced by rain that never seemed to stop. Temperatures that should have dropped well below freezing hovered stubbornly above zero. Rivers swelled, forest paths turned to bogs, and what had once been frozen playgrounds had become an endless sea of mud. Some off-roaders had given up. Without the deep drifts and ice-covered valleys, it wasn't the same, they claimed. But the snow riders saw things differently. Where others saw an end, they saw a challenge. A new frontier of off-roading that demanded new skills, new builds, and an entirely new mindset. Taming the mudlands. Mud isn't just a terrain, it's a force of nature. It swallows wheels, buries axles, and turns once trusted paths into traps, waiting to consume the unwary. But the snow riders of Helsinki weren't about to let a little, or a lot, of mud slow them down. They adapted. Snow tires were swapped for massive, deep-lugged mud terrains. Winches became more important than ever, each rig outfitted with enough cable and synthetic rope to haul itself, or a fallen comrade, out of the deepest muck. Air pressures were dropped to absurdly low levels, allowing wide contact patches to claw through the sludge. Diff lockers, portal axles, snorkels, every trick in the book was deployed to conquer the soupy, unpredictable chaos that Helsinki's forests had become. And then there were the machines. The snow riders were never content with stock vehicles. Their rigs, everything from heavily modified Toyota Land Cruisers and Suzuki Samurais to brutalized Jeeps and even the occasional Soviet-era UAZ, had undergone transformations to match the new era of endless mud season. Lift kits pushed higher than ever, keeping frames and drivetrains above the thickest slop. Turbos and engine swaps became common, delivering torque right where it was needed to claw through bottomless pits. Custom snorkels and waterproofing mods allowed the bravest, or most reckless, riders to charge through floodwaters that would have drowned lesser vehicles. And then there was the winch etiquette, the unspoken rule of the mud season. If a fellow now rider was stuck, you didn't hesitate. You didn't laugh, at least not until after the rescue. You threw the line, you yanked them out, and then you both charged forward, deeper into the madness. The bold ride. The world of the snow riders had shifted. Steep, ice-covered ascents had turned into slippery, mud-caked hill climbs, where traction was as much about skill as it was about brute force. The once frozen lakes had become murky expanses of waterlogged dirt trails, each puddle hiding unknown depths. It was a constant battle against the elements, one that demanded quick thinking, mechanical know-how, and an unshakable willingness to get dirty. Despite the harsh conditions, the riders thrived. Weekends were spent scouting new routes, discovering untouched sections of the backcountry where few dared to tread. Night runs became a staple, the beams of LED bars slicing through the rain and fog, illuminating terrain that shifted beneath the tires with every pass. The mud season had no end, no breaks, no relief. But that's what made it exciting. And in the end, maybe it was fitting.